Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pediatric Speech Sister Show podcast. I am your host, Melanie Evans. I am an ASHA certified Spanish bilingual speech language pathologist here to talk about speech pathology from a culture responsive lens. A lot of times you might come on here and hear me talk to guests on ways that we could expand cultural responsiveness in our society, our professions, and day to day lives. Well, this month, I have a big mission to help support you all on your Black History Month treatment plan. I know personally I can do a lot better when it comes to incorporating Black History Month into my treatment plans. And I will be honest, I've been guilty also of really just sticking with Martin Luther King and maybe even the Black Panther Party, and I've used other icons and figures that have been important, which I'll definitely be talking to you all about. You all might be familiar with my Kwanzaa activities that are currently in the TPT store. However, I really want to expand my use of materials so that way I can be diligent in incorporating them throughout the whole entire year. I found myself honesty hour, y'all. I found myself using activities that were outside of Black History Month during this month, just because it was a lot easier to pull them out of my treatment toolbox. So if you are like me and have that same story, or maybe you have a plethora of materials, but you still just want to be diligent, this episode is for you. Before I get started, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe this episode. Send it to your speech bestie so that way we can just spread knowledge of this information. If you are listening to the podcast, welcome, welcome. I would really appreciate if you scroll down and left a review and let us know how the show is going for you, how it's helping you or has helped you. And this is just a great way to support the production. So let's go. Let's get into it. So, when we are talking about incorporating speech therapy materials that relate to Black History Month, you could go back to the previous episode. I believe it's episode 56, where I talked about 5 ways that you could incorporate it in your speech therapy sessions. But today I'm going to break down ways that you can find relevant and factual treatment materials. So, the first thing is to choose a topic or figure that you are interested in. For me, I wanted to really just step outside of the struggle. So even though the civil rights movement is very triumphant for African Americans, there's still kind of an aura, almost sadness. For example, you think about Rosa Parks and yes, very triumphant. The Montgomery bus boycott, that was a very triumphant time. But still the backstory was sad and disheartening. And I feel like I just don't want Black children to relate sadness and struggle to their identity. So that's why it's especially crucial for us to mention other ways that we could be celebrated. And so I thought about Naomi Osaka, and I'm just like, wow, what an interesting story. And I'll talk a little bit about hidden figures too, because that's another one that I'm working on doing some research for. But Naomi Osaka is the first one that came to my mind. And that was me choosing a topic or figure. So Naomi Osaka, Selma, even though if anyone knows about Bloody Sunday, that was very tragic. At the same time, we should definitely teach about it. But like I keep saying, if you do want to deviate away from the struggle a little bit, then I recommend choosing women in history like Michelle Obama or Oprah or other icons and figures that you think that your student can see themselves in, which I think is the most important part. Choose an icon or even a historical event that would inspire and uplift your student. So I already really appreciate seeing treatment plans about Chadwick Boseman. May he rest in peace. He's done a lot. I mean, even just showing up as Black Panther and being one of the first Black superheroes of our time today. Yes. So after you made your choice or choices, the second step is to determine the key word. So this means going to Google. This means going to Teachers Pay Teachers or Boom Cards. This means also looking up hashtags on social media of those icons and figures. And I guarantee you, you will find history information or factual information about those figures or events. So when I talk about keywords, I mean, let's just say, for example, you have heard a lot about the Black Panther Party, and it's not always good, but then you have just so happen to scroll and see a myth debunked that the Black Panther Party was all radical, but you were surprised to learn, oh, wait, they actually were all about free and reduced lunch, or they provided free breakfast to their community. You might want to learn more about that. So that means you would go and type in on Google Black Panther Party breakfast, and there'll be a plethora of things that pop up. The first thing that came to my mind is Huey Newton. And Huey Newton, if you're not familiar with Huey Newton, he was a prominent and very influential Black Panther. And unfortunately, he did get murdered. Huey Newton is not portrayed always as a positive figure. And sadly, that is by design. But if you even just simply want to type in inspirational quotes by Huey Newton or ways Huey Newton uplifted the Black community, that is another one to talk about. And just sticking to the Black Panther example, you can also say Black Panther figures, Black Panther Party icons. These are all keywords that you could do. Also, I am Team Chat GBT. So you can literally just go on Chat GBT and type in what are different aspects of the Black Panther Party that I can teach my speech therapy kids this year. And you already know ChatGPT will give you like 20,000 different treatment ideas. You could just keep refreshing and refreshing or regenerating and regenerating their response, and they'll come up with something amazing for you. But again, the important thing is to have those keywords ready. So that way chat will know what to do for you. Or if you're more of an independent researcher, you'll have less stress. The third thing I recommend is to go to your local library or bookstore. Now, of course, depending on your area, that could impact how large or how rich your Black History Month section is. Now, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, actually right south of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I live in Broken Arrow. And the library I went into the kids section, and I was so surprised to see so many Black History Month books. So yes, they had the civil rights movement, but they also had hidden figures and other just characters that are fictional characters, even that uplifted the Black children of the community, not only uplifted the Black children in the community, but educated the non-Black children in the community and uplifts us all together as an American culture. So definitely do not sleep on your local bookstore or your local library. The last tip I will have for you is to check your sources. So you've already chosen your topic, you've identified your keywords, you even went to the library and did your research there or checked out some free books there. The last thing I'll recommend is to please check your resources, because there are times where you might find some information on Google just wanting to quickly find some facts, and the source is just wrong or not valid. So I did in the show notes, you will see a list of Instagram accounts that I find credible. And of course, I will always say historychannel.org, biography.org, the National African American Museum of History and Culture website is excellent. They have a plethora of information on Black history, of course. So I will put that information in the show notes. And please be sure to check out my Teachers Pay Teacher store. And you will see throughout the whole entire year Black History Month activities. If you are interested in joining my email list, I will put a freebie down in the show notes. I would love to invite you to check out the Juneteenth WH questions freebie, and then you'll be on the email list and you'll be the first to know about new products to the store. Well, y'all, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please send me a DM at Pediatric Speech Sister if it helped you at all. And I will see you next week. Bye, fam.